Could be some lag.
G
కొంచెం వెనక్కి వినిపిస్తుంది. సేమ్ అవుతుందా? హరే రామ హరే రామ 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 హరే హరే కృష్ణ హరే కృష్ణ 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 హరే 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 రామ హరే రామ 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 కృష్ణ కృష్ణ హరే హరే
Hello, check.
So, my
Hello, check this. This.
கிளியர்க்கா
Check this. This.
கம் பண்ணுவா
Check this. This. This.
we are set. We are set.
Soda, check this. Ooms, hello, check this. This, hello. Check this. Check this. This.
Hari Om. That's the welcome, completely unknown to me. I guess the biggest challenge was handling the suddenness of it, where people would call and say, like Laja Didi here, how could this have happened? I spoke to her at 9:30 yesterday evening, including our Dayalan, our driver, who said, I just drove her back from the ENT last night. How could this happen? And I guess the toughest questions were the ones, not the questions, the toughest calls to handle were the ones that came on 31st night. People calling in to wish Amma for the first. Those were tough calls to handle, I must say, because they called with so much joy in their voices and saying, we're calling to wish her. And I was answering on her phone. And for some of them, it was quite a nasty shock. But we're past that, and a lot has happened, hospitals, visits, calls. And I think I'm feeling overwhelmed simply because while I've spoken to all of you sitting here, I haven't actually met you since this has happened. So I'm just feeling very happy to see you here. So the 10th day, there's a part of me that won't do any of this, but I thought that we should mark the 10th day celebration. And for me, as I hold it, the 10th day is a day of transition. My friend Janaki put this very nicely when she said, today is a day when we go from praying for Amma to praying to Amma, because that's the transition that she makes. And to make that transition, I guess all of us have to, we have to do two things. We have to help her move on to where she is going, and we have to help ourselves move on with our lives. And I felt that that transition for all of us would be best helped through the medium of music. Something that can help us transcend to whatever extent we can to move our own psychological location to a different one so that we can move on our journeys. So the question that has come up to me most often is, who is Kanakavalli? Kanakavalli, the lady sitting here, she is a good friend and, of course, a very proficient artist, and I won't speak that much about her, you'll listen to her. But the primary reason I invited her to sing is because after Amma returned home after the foot accident in 2018, there were days when she was in terrific pain, and she was in great pain, and there was really nothing to alleviate that pain. And on one of these days, Janaki and Kanakavalli are great friends, so she was visiting us, and we simply went across to Amma's place, and Kanakavalli sang to her for about 45 minutes to an hour, and it was just a time when Amma was very calm and very peaceful listening to that music. So when I looked around for who I would invite for this, her name popped up very, very easily for me, so that in some ways we could experience what Amma experienced at that time. So I'm not going to take up too much time. Kanakavalli, thank you so much for accepting this request at such short notice. I'll leave it to you to introduce yourself. But with Kanakavalli are Sri Vishwanathan on the harmonium and Sri Raja on the tabla. Again, thank you, sirs. You accepted our request and invitation at short notice. We are very happy to have you here. So just to give you a broad outline, so some ways when we have to let go, you have to start by intensifying the experience. We intensify the experience so that we can let go. So in a sense, the way we've curated the songs, and the songs that she's going to sing have been curated with support from a lot of people here, Chandramama, Maka, who all given inputs on what songs we'd like. So there's going to be, I'll just give you a broad outline, but afterwards she'll take over. There's an invocation. And then we are going to bring back Amma's memories by singing songs that she knew well. She and Maka have learned together, and Kanakavalli also happens to know. And we'll bring those songs together, and then we move into prayer. And towards the end, there's some chanting, which is more for us as a community to move on with. And we've given you sheets. You could join the chanting wherever. There are songs in many languages, so we put down the meaning so that you could follow it as she sang. But a lot of the evocation comes from Kanakavalli herself. A lot of the suggestions she's made are based on how she knows Amma, and we've followed a lot of that. So in the invocation, yes, I did my invocation to Ganesha this morning. But honestly, the invocation is something that came up for me as I was listening to all these conversations and just sitting back and thinking about everything that came my way. And really, when I hear this diversity of people talking about the various ways in which they've linked to Amma, there's so many aspects. It's like she's like one multi-armed Shakti, you know, who can do all kinds of things. And Shakti is just the right word because there's so much energy and enthusiasm and passion in whatever she did with anybody. So the invocation is around that, and I'll ask you to take over.
எல்லாருக்கும் நமஸ்காரம். இந்த சங்கீத சேவா ஸ்ரத்தாஞ்சலியில் பங்களித்த ஸ்ரீமதி ஜெயஸ்ரீ, ஸ்ரீ மகேஷ் அண்ட் மஹிதா அவர்களுக்கு எங்களுடைய கிருத்தஜ்ஞத்தையை தெரிவிச்சுக்கிறோம். We'll begin with an invocation. So, Ragamalika. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Tujhe ke sang nahi jaun ji na jaun ji na jaun दुख ना जानू जी, दुख ना जानू जी, दुख ना जानू जी, दर्द ना जानू जी, दुख ना जानू जी, दना जानू जी, दर्द ना जानू जी, ना जाऊं जी न जाऊं जी जाऊं जी न जाऊं जी गंगा न जाऊं जी गंगा न जाऊं जी जमू सानन देना शा বঙ্কে বদ্ধ কর করি পঙ্গুরে লঙ্গাও গিরি বঙ্কে বদ্ধ কর করি পঙ্গুরে লঙ্গাও গিরি করে দমা ব্রহ্মপদ করে কর অদগামী করে দমা ব্রহ্মপদ করে কর অদগামী সকলি তোমারে ইচ্ছাময় তারা তুমি তোমার কর্ম তুমি করো মা লোকে বলে করি আমি সকলি তোমারে ইচ্ছা তুমি যন্ত্রী আমি ঘর তুমি ঘরণী আমি যন্ত্র তুমি যন্ত্রী আমি ঘর তুমি ঘরণী আমি রথ তুমি রথী যেমন চালো তেমনি চলি আমি রথ তুমি রথী যেমন চালো তেমনি চলি সকলি তোমারি ইচ্ছা ইচ্ছাময় তারা তুমি তোমার কর্ম তুমি করো মা লোকে বলে করি আমি সকলি তোমার ইচ্ছা അത് പാട്ട് Sing an abang next. तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल नाम म्हणे माझा विठ्ठल सापडला नाम म्हणे माझा विठ्ठल सापडला नाम म्हणे माझा नाम म्हणे नाम म्हणे माझा विठ्ठल सापडला नाम म्हणे माझा 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 विठ्ठल सापडला नाम म्हणे माझा विठ्ठल सापडला म्हणून कळी काळा म्हणून कळी काळा म्हणून कळी काळा पाडे नाही पाडे नाही तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल देव विठ्ठल देव पूजा विठ्ठल देव विठ्ठल देव पूजा विठ्ठल देव विठ्ठल देव देवपूजा विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ क्षेत्र विठ्ठल 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 எழுத்தினாள் ராமா என்றிரண்டு எழுத்தினாள். This is in verse from Kambaramayanam. Most of you would know for the benefit of those who don't speak Tamil. நன்மையும் செல்வமும் நாளும் நல்குமே. வெறும பிரித்து சொல்ல போகிறேன் அவ்வளோதான். ஓகே, தட்ஸ் மை வே ஆஃப் சேயிங் த மீனிங். திண்மையும் பாவமும் சிதைந்து தேயுமே, ஜன்மமும் மரணம் இன்றி தீருமே, இம்மையே ராமா என்ற இரண்டு எழுத்தினால், the two aksharas Ra and Ma confer all auspiciousness. They wipe away all our sins and do away with the rounds of birth and deaths. Rama, Rama, நன்மையும் நல்குமே, நாளும் நல்குமே, ஜன்மமும் நல்குமே, திண்மையும் தேயுமே, பாவமும் தேயுமே, திண்மையும் பாவமே, மரணமும் தீருமே, ஜன்மமும் மரணமும் இன்றி தீருமே, இன்றி தீருமே, இன்றி தீருமே, இன்றி தீருமே, இமயே ராமா, 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 ராமா என்றிரண்டு எழுத்தினார். तकदीं तदीं नादृदीं तदों दृदीं तदीं नादृदीं तदों ததோம் திருதீம் திரணா தனதிரணா தகதீம் தரிமாதிருதீம் ததோம் திருதீம் திரணா தனதிரணா தகதீம் தரிமாதிருதீம் ததோம் திருதீம் தனதிரணா தகதீம் ததி நாதிருதீம் ததோம் நாதிருதானி தோன்றுதி நாதிருதான் தோன்றுதி தரிகிடதீம் 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 சண்ணுததீம் திரணாதிரணா நாதிருதானி தோன்றுதீம் தரிகிடதீம் 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 சண்ணுததீம் திரணாதிரணா அகிடததீம் தஜ அகிடததீம் தஜனுதளாங்குதீம் தகதீம் தளாங்குதகதீம் தளாங்குதகதீம் தளாங்கிடததீம் தஜனுதளாங்குதீம் தகதீம் தளாங்குதகதீம் தளாங்கதகதீம் தளாங்குதகதீம் தரிமாதிருதி ததோம் திருதீம் திரணாதன திரணாதகதீம் ததீம் நாதிருதீம் ததோம் திருதீம் தஞ்சம் நின்பனி அஞ்சேல் என்றாதரவோடருள்வாய் தஞ்சம் நின்பதம் தயாளையின் அஞ்சேல் என்றாதரவோடர் குஞ்சும் வள்ளி குஞ்சரி கணவா குஞ்சும் வள்ளி குஞ்சரி கணவா குஞ்சும் வள்ளி குஞ்சரி கணவா செஞ்சேவல சுரர் காவலவே